So you've seen these machines in various videos of mine over the years, but I've never actually done a video on them until now, and I figure since these things are getting kind of old, why not do it now? These are my three VHS machines that I have managed to acquire over the years. Now on the very bottom here, the first machine you see here, it's a Panasonic AGDS 540 Super VHS player with built-in digital time-based corrector. This machine was actually, it belonged to the chief photographer of the station that I worked at, and I got it from him for nothing because his wife made him get rid of it because it didn't vibe with their entertainment center. That's kind of a dumb reason to do something like that, but another person's trash is someone else's treasure, I guess you could say. And so above it, this is a Samsung. It's a universal, one of their universal VCRs, in that it works with the PAL and the NTSC standards, and it has a digital converter in it that lets you pick between inputs and outputs. And right above it is my own personal VCR. It's a Panasonic PV4651, one of their many generic OmniVision hi-fi ones. And now all these machines are over 20 years old now, so what we're going to do here, with the help of a good old-fashioned tube TV, which I know still works, I'm going to fire these up one by one here so that we can get a feel for how these machines are still functioning after all these years. So the first one I'm going to do is going to be the Super VHS deck on the bottom. And now the Super VHS deck, you can either use the S-Video connectors on the back since it's Super VHS, or you need something that will convert BNC to RCA, and so I do have that, and so I will plug that into the Video 2 input on the back of the television here. It's plugged in, and then I will plug in the power cord, and we will fire up and see if we release magic smoke or if we actually get a picture on the screen here. So the DS540 is ready to go, and here goes the smoke test. So it just says Panasonic CTL. It's not giving me any errors. Again, it's been 3 years since I fired up this machine, and it's over 20 years old, so you almost have to expect anything from these decks. I do have some tapes that I can put in here, and we'll see what this does. It's winding up. And it's rewinding, which is a good sign. This thing went through a phase where I would turn it on and it was giving me error messages, and I would have to let it run for about an hour before it would get stabilized. So I'm guessing that it has caps in it that are going bad somewhere. And I'm going to hit play here. And look at that, we got a picture on the screen. Now the nice thing about this deck is that it has the digital time-based corrector built into it, so that if you're playing tapes that are crappy or worn out, it will, and you can also do freeze frame. So I'm wondering just what's on this tape here. I do have, because I have it plugged into the monitor, there's a button on this here somewhere that will give me a CTL display, or a timecode display. Ah, here we go. We'll do some tracking here. Video noise reduction. Doesn't seem to help that much. I wonder what I was recording on this tape though. Oh, it's home improvement. So yeah, underneath here are some of the you have audio functions so that you can pick and choose outputs. There's that DNR that I was just talking about, and then you've got TBC. And I can actually show you the TBC too really quickly here. Since I have it on there, I can just flip the switch here to TBC set, and it pops up on the screen here with, and I can push a button, and all of these should be at neutral. And then horizontal phase and subcarrier phase is if you are having the system plugged into an analog NTSC system where you're switching back and forth between outlets and you need everything timed rightly. Subcarrier phase controls the hue of the picture, and then the horizontal phase is just the timing of the picture in relation to everything else. And so yeah, that's the TBC mode on this one here. So I'm going to say that this was a successful test. This deck is still working like it should, so if I need to call on it again for something I can. Let's see if it ejects the tape. It did. So I know that this one is still functional, and it did not give me an error message when I started up, so that's a good thing. I'll turn that off. And so the next one we'll try will be the Samsung here. I'll do a video out cord, and I'll change that on the back here. Screen flash for a second there. So we will fire this one up here. Now this one has a habit, when you put in the tape right away, it will go into rewind and it will not stop. So I'm going to put in the junk tape in case it wants to do that. Well, it's not going to do that, so let's see what it does here. Ooh. Let's try the home improvement tape here, since it didn't go in the high-speed rewind. I think we got dirty heads, very dirty heads. There's a lot of snow in the picture. But as I was saying before, this VCR has a standards converter on it, and you can have it go back and forth between various TV systems. It's got the PAL and CCAM on it, so it's gonna muck up this picture here. But if I turn it to PAL, of course it's gonna lose vertical sync, because the PAL system is 5 frames per second slower than NTSC, but it will. If I had a PAL monitor, I could plug this in and it would actually work. And then I can do the same thing with CCAM. For like the French and Russians, they had CCAM, and I've got, I don't know if you can see it, but there's like rainbow banding going through the picture. And then you've got some other weird systems. You've got MeCAM, That doesn't change anything to the picture. You've got PAL M, which is 60 hertz PAL with the 4.43, or it's 60 frames per second with 4.43 megahertz color subcarrier instead of the 3.5759, which is what NTSC is. And of course, if I want to, I can just select NTSC 3.58. So now this thing, it's not showing up as being hi-fi audio. So I'll just go through the tracking and see if I can get it to pop up hi-fi, because I know that I recorded it on this machine up here. It's not popping up hi-fi, so there might be some adjustments underneath the hood of this thing that I'll have to go look at and see if I can get it to pop up hi-fi. But we'll call this one a successful test here. One other thing I had to do with this thing too is that one of the ribbon cables that runs under here that actually controls the whole front panel, it went bad, and I had to replace that at one point. And this deck also had some really weird grounding problem with it too, where the video would have noise going through it, and you'd have to do a like that to get it to get it to fix. So I'll turn that one off, and we'll try out the Panasonic, the 4651. There's the date of manufacture, May 21st, 1996. Now this one, last time I had it backed out, the vacuum fluorescent display on this thing is pretty much dead. And now that I hit it, it's asking for the select language, because it wants to do a time clock and tuner setup. But I think we'll skip that right away, and here we'll go to the junk tape and see what it does. I completely ripped this one apart a couple years ago to see how it looked inside, and it was actually in pretty good shape. And this one looks like it's playing pretty good too, so I'll put in the home improvement tape, or Español, November 8th, 1985. Donde está Alberto Gribes? And we'll put in the home improvement tape and we'll see how this works. And so this one looks to be in pretty good shape too. It's just a little noisy. But the output wasn't as bright on the other two as this one was. This picture is noticeably brighter. I might do an adjustment here. Okay, so I've got the Super VHS deck back up in operation, and this is what it looks like inside of here. And then towards the back here are the TVC controls. And I'll hit play here. Yeah, that's definitely a darker picture. So what I'm going to be looking for, I'm going to be looking for something called Y level, or Y output, or something that says Y. Y being the monochrome signal of NTSC. Okay, so you can see the picture there. And I am looking for Y level, which is this little doodad right there. And I'm just going to take my little thing in here. If it'll fit in here, it kind of fits in. Seems like I gotta go counterclockwise to get it brighter. But yeah, that's looking a lot better now. I know there are some of you watching me who probably want to kill me right now because I don't actually have a test pattern up or a vector scope. I think while I'm at it, since the one right next to it is chroma level, I'll take a little bit of chroma off of it. Since I'm using the Panasonic, my other Panasonic is kind of a reference point for what I'm seeing. And so now I have a picture over there that's looking a lot better. And again, this is only something that you can do with a CRT monitor, is make these kind of adjustments on the fly, because LCDs will muck up depending on your viewing angle or what kind of processing they do. So yeah, here are all the lovely adjustments that you can make on this thing. And if you're really inclined, you can take off this little protective panel here and you can pull these cards out. Same thing here, and then you can, these are your audio output boards. And there'd even be more adjustments on here if this thing had a record function on it too. So now this is the Samsung, and it was not giving me hi-fi audio, even though the tape that's in it clearly was recorded with hi-fi. And so I'm curious if there's anything in here that I might be able to tweak. I see record Y. I see PB level. I see E level. I see carrier and deviation. Obviously none of those are going to help me with audio. What I should do is I should mark these. Again, I know there are probably some of you out there who want to kill me if I'm just going to go mutzing with these, but I don't have service manuals or anything, so it's all trial by error if I'm going to try and get these working right. So now there's stuff on there's audio stuff on the back here. Record bias. But this wire loom here goes to the linear audio head, so I'm guessing that's not going to help me out at all on anything. What's under here? There's something way down there in the middle there. But it just says something VH302. I don't know what that does. And then there is HSW, horizontal something. I don't know what that one is. Well, now this one has me curious because the hi-fi audio processing is done through the video circuitry, because there's carrier that it's trying to decode, and it's not seeing that carrier on the video tracks. Okay, so I am back now. I am going to adjust this one here that says PB level and see if that does anything, because that's playback, so it should be able to. Okay, so that's actually the Y. That's just the Y level here. And then there's carrier and deviation. And I don't know if that has anything to do with hi-fi or not. But when I did PB, okay, no, it's kind of going back and forth here between hi-fi and not hi-fi now. So maybe that actually did something. It's kind of bouncing back and forth here. You can see that the two things underneath are lit up, signifying that it's, or the left and the right things are underneath the audio meters are up there, and now they've gone away, so now it's just taking the linear audio. So I wonder if all I need to do is just bump that up a little bit more. See, if I take it all the way down, if I crank this, it's all that's doing is just adjusting the playback level. And so since you can see that, I'm just going to put that kind of in the middle there. Again, it's producing a picture. Don't kill me, video techies out there, for doing this without a scope. Please don't kill me, because I know that I should be using something other than a TV picture. But it seems to be working now, so I wonder if it was just dirty heads somewhere that was making it not give me playback. But anyways, I think I'll just eject. This video is getting on to be pretty long, so yeah, that's my this is my VCR collection. They haven't been run in like 3 years, and amazingly, they all still work like they should. So I'm very happy with that. And thank you for watching this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe.